I feel like this is content that we shouldn't miss out on. It's just, this is, this is a new dress, and it is cut so low
Oh, your smock?
that you can actually see my under boobs. Like, you can see almost down to my belly button.
Oh
Yeah,
my
this like
God.
peasant blousey thing. Yep. It's definitely going to distract people from the fact that I wear terrible shoes.
Oh, is it like a deep V? Like a Bond villain
No,
V?
it is meant to be a boat neck, crew neck, boat neck that has a little button and then it's slit all the way down. So
Oh.
if I was wearing it buttoned, it actually looks more obscene having the keyhole peep
Right.
because it's like, oh, that looks like a normal shirt, except I can see all of your cleavage when you move the right way. It's very, I'm pretty excited
Very
about
on purpose.
debuting this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, look at that shimmy. Oh, she's still got it, baby.
And I am wearing a new dress from New Works that Lillian has seen, that Lillian enabled me into buying. I was like, hey, enable me a little bit. And she was like, okay. It is.
Oh, it's so
It's a design of all kinds of bananas, and like you guys can see that this one here she peeled and now she's like Josephine Baker burlesque banana, and then there's like a trio of bananas, and the two on either end are happy, but the one in the middle is sitting bitch, so it's sad. Like,
and there's nanner titties.
there's nanner titties, there's happy sad, all the little slices are happy. No slice. Oh, one of these slices is frowning. But I love this dress.
It's so good. It's so good.
So fucking
It's
cute.
so
It makes
good.
me real happy. I wear it for at least a little while every day.
Mm.
And I'm also wearing my favorite springtime denim jacket with my best friend's pin. I've got like a whole side just dedicated to her, and lots of Muppet pins and Dietland pins, and I'm wearing the Jimmy pin though. The Jimmy pin is also on Jimmy, my wrestler friend.
Oh,
Right?
I feel like I need one too.
I mean, it's pretty.
Is it a button or an enamel?
No, it's an enamel. It's an enamel pin, and it's him. It's the pin that I looked at and was like, "Is that Jimmy?" And
oh, honey, I am in love with this guy.
he's
I
delightful.
mean, tell me again. I'm gonna follow him on Instagram right now.
Tell you what his wrestling name is. He's called Orange
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Right.
It's insane.
Amazing.
It's amazing. It's crazy.
Orange Cassidy. Yep, following. Listen, I don't care about the world of wrestling at all. I love that this guy is so adorable. Oh God, look at you with your picture and their sunglasses and your dog with your sunglasses. And it's a very tiny dog.
To see
Dog
how
with
the little
sunglasses.
dog-
Listen, big ups to you, dude. Do you have another story for me?
I do. I mean, I'd say probably one of the most indelible birthday parties in my memory was the year that I turned 7.
Mm-hmm.
This was not necessarily a bad party. It was before I was a social pariah, and it was after first grade. So I didn't realize in first grade what was going to be happening, even though the writing was on the wall.
Why would... No, you shouldn't have. That's terrible if you were that cynical that young.
Right, no.
If you were like, well, guess it's all
No.
shit piles from here.
And I was a brownie, so there were girls that I was in brownies with, who would come to my birthday party. So my 7th birthday party was big because it was the first year that we had the pool.
Oh,
First year
sure,
we had the
sure.
pool. We had just had the pool installed for that summer, and I was obsessed, naturally, completely obsessed with the pool.
Yeah. I mean, it makes you awesome, but also it's fun to be in a pool.
Right.
Like, it's a status symbol, and it's like, oh, I can just, oh, what are you doing right now? Maybe I'll just go for a dip in my pool.
Mm-hmm. It was also the first year that we had our camcorder. A camcorder that would go on to work for many, many years.
Yes. Love it.
So my 7th birthday is really just a totally coked up, pooled up, freaking out child turned megalomaniac, real excited for her first birthday with friends.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's all on
That's
camera.
amazing.
It's all on camera.
Oh my God. I don't have enough on camera from when I was a child.
Otherwise, it was a really lovely party, and it was
Baby.
before there was triangulation. It
Mm.
was before there were frenemies. It was just we were all so little. It was just a nice party where you could go swimming. Imagine.
And you know what? We can have those now. What was that whole in between time? What was that whole in between time where people were just horrible?
Uh
How are we fomenting this in our adolescence? I mean, I guess it's been such a thing forever, but like it shouldn't have to be. There are entire swaths of people who are like you and me who
right.
don't want other people to hurt so that they can be more
Right.
popular.
Right.
How do we unprogram all of the rest of them?
I am I'm not inclined to believe that something like that is critical to development. But
No.
but I
Ah,
do think it is part of social development. I think it's part of a
I just feel
natural
like I would be
inclination.
the head of a Fortune 500 company if I had had like any of the normal allowances for like a thin middle class girl.
Oh, oh yeah,
Just saying,
yeah.
it's fine. I don't mind not being rich. Everything's
To
cool.
be
Things are
fair, I
great.
really like this
Look at
life
my
path
place.
for
It's
you.
nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
I would just like make it rain on all my friends' Patreons. I would be like, here, this is for you, this is for you, this is for
But
you.
here's the thing: they wouldn't be your friends. You're trying to create a whole sliding doors scenario, right? Where like, okay, you grew up thin
Oh.
and popular. Guess what? Thin and popular don't make you a delightful weirdo.
It doesn't not
Doesn't
make you a
not,
delightful weirdo.
but and I don't specifically mean only about size, obviously. A lot of
No, I
popularity
know.
comes from having a very stable home life.
I would
So,
definitely not be this funny if I hadn't been through so much
oh, you
garbage bullshit.
definitely wouldn't be this funny. You wouldn't be this interesting. You wouldn't have such a bent toward helping people, I don't think.
Would that be so bad?
I
I'm kidding.
appreciate who you
I'm
are.
kidding. I'm kidding. No more sliding doors.
No more sliding
More
doors.
birthday talk.
Birthdays. So yeah, so that was my 7-year-old birthday party.
Do you remember any other presents that you got that day?
I definitely got My Little Ponies. Oh, I
Do
got
you remember any
some.
specific
I
ones?
mean, would you like me to bring out my box of My Little Ponies that lives in my closet?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Can we take a sidebar and talk about favorite birthday presents?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I would like to tell you this is not a favorite birthday present, but a memorable birthday present. That sweet boy in my first grade class who I didn't like, but who tried to like me so hard.
Uh-huh.
He was at my first grade birthday party, which you've seen pictures of. It was at my parents'
Mm-hmm.
museum, which, again, my parents had a museum. So I guess I was turning 6 in first grade. Yeah. So, and again, it's one of those things you have to invite your whole class. And I wasn't crazy about this boy, but he was there. Like, I have pictures of him beating up the piñata. My mom made a piñata with her hands because that was the lady she was.
That's Marsha.
That's Marsha. And he got me. I loved Rainbow Bright. This is before your time, but it
No,
came
no,
back
no.
after your time.
Oh,
Rainbow Bright.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was very into Rainbow Bright.
I loved Rainbow Bright.
Mm-hmm.
There was something about like the plastic face and the yarn hair and
Oh,
the weird
very
little
satisfying.
sidecar friends that they had. Do you remember what they were called?
The Star
Hers was white
Buddies.
with little.
No,
The Star Bunny.
no, they were Star Buddies for the Care Bears.
No, it doesn't matter.
It
Whatever.
doesn't
Are
matter.
you
Those
sure?
little
No,
poof
no, no.
ball friends that
Yeah,
wear the
the
rainbow
little
belt.
buddies.
I mean, they might have
They
also
were
been called
so
Star
cute.
Buddies, but I'm remembering Care Bear Star Buddies.
So whatever the little gnomes were, he got me something that I'd never seen before. It was a Velcro thing that you put on your closet door or whatever, and it came with a bunch of little balls with Velcro that you stuck around them. So it was a dartboard with Rainbow Bright and all her friends on it.
Oh.
and you would throw balls, sticky balls, at this sticky dart. Wayne, that was a cool ass gift, man.
That's awesome.
Sorry I was never into you, but I still remember that so many years later.
That's really
I
cute.
think the fact that it was kind of darts also made it feel weirdly grown up to me,
Uh-huh.
but it was
Yeah, yeah,
wiffle
yeah.
ball thing.
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
For that seventh birthday, um, a huge portion of my gifts from my parents were pool toys, and one of them was
Mm.
this big inflatable horse that was basically just, a circular raft that then had a big horse head and like fake reins. And I loved the
Yes.
fuck out of that thing.
Ooh.
That was
Oh God, I
awesome.
love it.
What was really fun when I got older, of course, was gifts from, like a teenager, gifts from my friends
Mm.
that were clearly like homemade but totally inside jokes.
Oh, yes.
So I,
Yes, the best.
one of my closest friends at the time he got a remote controlled car,
Hmm.
and there was a there was a celebrity who had fallen from grace around that time, who had, like, had a number of DUIs, and he had a very memorable mugshot. It was
Hmm.
crazy. And we made early memes to each other using that mugshot. It was like our favorite inside joke. And
Nice.
one year for my birthday, he got this remote control car, and he printed out a big copy of the mugshot and cut it so it was outlining the actor, and
Hmm.
put it up on a stick and like backed it with cardboard, and he called it the Actor Bot 3000.
Oh.
And I took that thing with me everywhere I went. And I don't have it anymore, but I have the controller for it.
Oh, I love it.
Mhm.
Oh my God, that's so, so good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
I remember, I'm pretty sure this was a birthday present. My friend Lish, who I've talked about extensively, um, she got me. We used to just buy shit for each other at the dollar store, so it's
Yes.
possible this is just like a rando fun gift.
Yes.
Um, it was a fake Barbie that was wearing camouflage bathing suit looking thing, and then camouflage bands around her wrists and her ankles, and a headband that had fallen over her eyes. So she redecorated the entire front of this box as POW Barbie.
Yes. That's amazing.
Ah!
That's
And
amazing.
what's even better is when she gave it to me, I didn't know what a POW was, a prisoner
Oh,
of
you're
war.
like, pow,
I didn't
Barbie. Yeah, pow.
but it didn't even matter. Well, I knew it had to be something, and I knew she was going to tell me. She was very much like my big sister in a lot of ways. She was very like, "Come here, let me tell you things."
Sure.
Um, it was a 1-2 punch. It was like, "This is amazing. I don't know what this is," and she was like, "Oh, it's this," and I died. I found it when we were cleaning out my mom's house. I found it again. I didn't keep it, but we had like a moment with it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I also, Gabby once got me a box of Domino sugar cubes, which is strictly about my chest.
Did she
Um,
also get you a pony? Oh, okay.
no, no, no. No, no, no. It was that sugar shirt that I liked to wear.
Yes.
And yep, so she
Hmm.
she gave me that. There was she worked at Party City for a long time, and there was
Oh,
oh,
that's
on
amazing.
one birthday she brought me this giant star, nope, it's round, this giant mylar balloon, and
Hmm.
had it blown up, and then she decorated all of it in Sharpie and stickers. And sometimes it hangs on my wall, and sometimes it's in safekeeping.
Gabby, I love you.
She's the shit. She is endlessly the shit.
What a great
Oh
lady.
my god,
Ugh.
she's the fucking best. She's the fucking best.
Lish was really good at presents. I mean, all of our friend group was really good at presents, and I've gotten so many good ones that unfortunately nothing is sticking out. But like, I I had a birthday party. So in York County, there was a place called Rockola Cafe, which isn't around anymore. Weirdly enough, also a 50s themed restaurant. I swear to God, this was not a thing for me. It just, think was a thing for York County.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it it was a sock hop diner, and it was way like higher higher end than McDonald's, if you can believe that. Um, and it was also the kind of the place where people like went to after church. I don't know. It was dark enough and interestingly lit enough to feel actually special, and I don't think it was a chain.
Okay.
So it was definitely like a burgers and fries kind of place, but Applebee's like, and their desserts were crazy. You could get like a giant banana split,
Mm.
and I had my seventh grade when I don't remember. It was adolescent-ish birthday, maybe fifth grade. Maybe that was my sixth grade birthday party. It was a bunch of people who I wasn't really good friends with, and I don't know how this happened. My mom, she's lovely, and we're friends now. My mom started. I had a friend who was doing the pageant circuit, and she had to do like public speaking stuff as part of it.
Right.
Like for her talent, she was doing a Maya Angelou poem.
Oh, wow.
And so my mom like came and coached her, and it was interesting to be back in touch with her after so many years. So she was there, and people who I do not know who invited these people or why I was at such a low point in my life where it was literally people who I was not.
Even
God, I
friends
wish my
with.
mom was still alive.
Huh.
I have so many questions. I have so many questions on a daily basis. Anyway, I remember first friend that I was talking about gave me, there was a perfume called Babe at the time, which was kind of powdery, kind of musky. It had
Naturally.
fun pink packaging. She gave me a whole set of things that were scented like that.
Oh,
So it was
nice.
included a roll-on deodorant, which is very big at the time,
Right. Yes.
in a very cute plastic see-through, what you could use as a makeup case. And then I think my mom may have given out as favors a bunch of plastic shit you could put in your hair. Let me describe. Banana clip, for example. You're familiar with a banana clip?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. My hair doesn't work in any of these things, by the way, and it never did. It headbands, the thin plastic headbands that would squeeze your head and give you a headache.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yep. So many of those, and so many like in like a mint green and like banana yellow, that like Saved by the Bell pastels.
Oh,
And
fun. Yeah.
these things that were not popular, but I glommed onto this like it was gonna make me the fucking Queen of Sheba.
Oh.
If you put your hair in a side pony on the top of your head, I'm doing this on the video so you can see. Side pony on the top of your head. It was a little cone that you could then clip around that ponytail to like pull it up and out away from your head and give it like extra bounce and lift. It was like plastic, like a small cup upside down on your head, but it had a hinge and a clip.
Whoa.
This was not a trend. This is around the time with t-shirt slides. This was not something that anything else. And so because nobody else was doing it, I was like, look at how fancy and special I am.
Oh my
And
god.
that's what led people like Michael to be like, why are you so weird?
Oh
A girl
no.
can't help it. That's all.
You can't help it. Mm-mm. That's
And as
amazing.
uncomfortable as it was to have that birthday party with like 5 people who I wasn't super friends with, I still remember that banana split real well.
Yeah. Oh my god.
She was delicious.
She. Um, there was. I can't remember. I mean, the gifts that I mostly recall are the most thoughtful ones that cost nothing, right? So, like,
Sure.
I had one of my closest friends make me a CD of the same song over and over and over and over again.
Yes. What? I mean, cough it up. What song?
It was Mac the Knife. It-
Oh my God. If we had been friends in elementary school, middle school, any of it, just the best friends, we would have been the best
Truly,
friends.
absolutely.
That's so weird and wonderful.
It was
Why?
so Vervace. Who knows? But You bet your ass I listened to it all the way through. Um,
I love it.
so many birthday mix CDs from people I
Yes.
loved.
Oh,
I've got all of them.
mm.
I've got all of
That's
them
an art that is lost. I got to tell you.
completely. Yes. Um,
Fuck.
and one, so the funny thing about Gabby was that she was grounded most summers that we would have had together. Most summers that were through high school, because then after that, of course, she was in college, and then
What
right
was she
after,
doing?
she was not passing English.
Oh, that's not a reason to ground somebody.
Concur. Yeah, so she was grounded during times when we absolutely should have been out gallivanting and doing crazy things. It
Oh, that
did
makes me so
lead
sad.
to me having an entire box of letters from her. Letters and postcards, because we wrote
Oh,
each
I have
other.
boxes of letters.
Uh-huh.
These kids today. Oh, that's the first thing that I can solidly say. These kids today, they
Right.
don't have those cigar boxes, those shoe boxes full of letters.
Hers is a giant banker's box. Of just literally getting letters from her every single day.
Oh my God. Oh, and you would, that's just, we need to do this again because the post office is like, wah, wah. So let's go buy some stamps and start mailing some shit, you guys.
Uh-huh. Oh, I should send her a package.
And you would get something and then there was stickers on it or somebody had drawn something on it and you would
yeah.
open it and you're like, what's here? And there was like maybe confetti in it and maybe some, oh God.
Her stuff is covered in it. It's covered in illustrations and stuff she made for me on MS Paint that she then printed out and cut up. And stickers and collages from magazines. I mean,
oh,
yeah.
God.
So
I'm trying to see if I can put my hands on one of the letters that I found recently. Go on.
there was one year that she was grounded where she missed a big birthday party, and when she came back and I could see her again, she was like, I have a present for you, because they still went on family vacation, which I think was down to Florida. She was like, I have a present for you that I can't wait to give you. And I was like, whatever, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. It's okay. I'll tell you all about the party. And she's like, no, I have something for you. And when I next saw her, she brought me one of those little treasure chest wooden boxes that you can get in like a
like a pure one.
Not even, in like Michael's, one that they anticipate you're going to decorate.
Yep.
Right? It's just that plain wood. She spent every day on the beach collecting teeny tiny shells. And then she hot glued them all over the box for me and filled the treasure chest with shells. And she wrote an inscription for me on the inside lid of the box.
My friend April did something very similar for me.
Yeah. And I
love it. I love it. I love it. Like,
of course.
Oh, yeah, no, I still have mine.
A lot
mine
of the
was teeny
outside
weeny.
shells have fallen off, but doesn't matter.
Mine was, April kept a quote book. I think I've mentioned before that she was like the historian of our group. Like, she documented
She's the Long Island
our
one,
college
right?
time. Yale.
Yeah.
The Long Island girl who looks like Snow White. Only now she has a tan because she's been in Florida for too long. And so she liked to decoupage. She liked to collage. And so it was little printed out things that she would have had to have gone to the library, typed up, printed out, and then decoupaged onto this little wooden box. Oh, my heart. One of the quotes was about how bad my feet smelled.
Yep.
I will have you know.
Sure.
And then she, like, Mod Podge or shellacked around the outside of it.
Right.
And, you know, I know exactly. I have like a pewter brooch in there. I have the single Winnie the Pooh earring that I lost the other one of when I was wrestling Chris Watson outside of Village Inn. Like, I know exactly what's in that box.
Oh, it's like
those
your
boxes
special
are important.
Yes. I keep almost. I mean, So I had a memory box from every single year of high school
Mm.
where I threw in everything. I threw in all of the notes shaped like footballs between me and Gabby and me and Kelly and me and other kids. Oh,
God, no shaped like footballs. Oof.
uh, a million and one physical manifestations of inside jokes that I can no longer remember.
Those are the
The
best.
best, right?
Oh, so good.
Um, and like old candy that was also somehow an inside joke, right? It's like, um, and
Uh,
in 2015, when I found Marie Kondo's book,
hmm
um, I mean, like, there's a lot of good stuff in those boxes, but there was also a lot of stuff from people who had brought me a lot of pain.
hmm
And there was no way for me to fully enjoy it. Like, it was bittersweet,
Yeah.
but it was still a little sweet. And
Yeah.
I took her advice and I was like, you know what? It does not spark joy, it sparks bittersweetness. And so out you go. And I got rid of a lot of things from people that felt really just heavy in my heart.
Yeah. Good for
And
you.
I mean, it was. I think it was overall a good thing to do.
hmm
Overall, I don't miss having any of those things.
hmm
Um, but there are some moments where I'm like, oh, that would be nice because you know what, that memory does have some beauty to it.
Sure.
And I mean, the important counter argument to Marie Kondo is, but not everything should make you feel joyful.
Mm,
Some things should make you feel reflective and sad, and
yeah.
that's
She
valuable.
oversimplifies for sure. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you running away from those feelings?
Right. And of course, I had
Don't let
freshly
them
lost
drown
my
you, but
father, so I was just like clamoring for some kind of.
I remember when you were doing that. You were the first person who told me about Marie Kondo.
Yeah. Oh, because you were going to get all of the shuckings from my closet. I got rid of so
Oh, I'm sure that's
much.
what it was.
Yeah.
Shuckings.
Mhm. But it never happened because
Oh.
they were bags that were so big that they couldn't make it down to the car. And the
Mm.
night that I brought them out and I was going to have Andrew put them in the car, they were caught in a huge rainstorm.
I remember
Yep.
that.
There was
Oh.
there was fucking Kiana in there with tags still
Don't talk
on
to me.
it.
Don't talk to
I'm
me.
s-
I can't. Nope. I'm fucking dying for a new wardrobe.
I
Don't.
know, I know, I know. Oh God. Oh my
I
God.
have one more
Regrets.
birthday story to tell you.
Oh, I
And
have one more that's fun too. So if you wanna,
okay.
um,
Mine
um
is actually fairly fun.
okay.
As my life progressed, I started doing more musical theater. I started hanging out with more theater type people, and that was when I was like shimmying and just sort of what's the right you remember those things with all the pins at Spencer's and you put your hand in it and then it would come
Oh,
out
yeah,
on
yeah,
the other
yeah, yeah,
side with
yeah.
all the pins.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I sunk like that into theater people, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I can. Yes, that's a very tactile feeling. Good job.
Where it was like prickly and sort of uncomfortable, but also I was like, no, this is exactly where I should be.
And almost a
Um,
magnetic pull. Like you can't not put
yes.
your hand in there.
Oh, there
Yeah.
was nothing I could have done.
No.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially me with my arm and the coffee beans up to the elbow.
Right? I was just thinking
Um,
it's like that coffee bean
Jesus.
thing.
Yeah. And I think that I was aware of my affinity for the gays before I even started running with the gays.
Mm-hmm.
This was the this was the birthday that I had the boyfriend, like the only high school boyfriend, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Oh,
went to
ring
it
dance
wasn't
Todd.
yes, Ring Dance Todd, who his sister has not responded. So I
No.
don't know what that's about.
Come on.
We're still on the search for Todd. So uh we went to a thing like Benihana, but it wasn't Benihana, and it
Sure.
was in Williamsburg, and it was definitely like
Colonial
somebody.
Williamsburg, I gather.
I mean, not in Colonial Williamsburg, but adjacent,
But not Williamsburg,
like a half
Brooklyn.
a mile away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. No, correct. I understand your delineation. No, Williamsburg, Virginia. And uh, yeah, it was definitely like someone there chopping things up and throwing things at you and like, haha, isn't this fun? Todd and I had not spent much time in the real world outside of making out in people's cars or at someone else's party. And he had definitely not hung out with my gays.
Right.
And so my birthday party was like, I think it was 10 of us, and it was like my favorite gays, three girls, and Todd and me and my mom, because of course. And poor baby, he was so uncomfortable. He was, I mean, this was like just after most of these guys had come out. They were super, super flamboyant, and it was all of us with our inside jokes from Threadneedle Fair, and there was no way this
Oh,
sweet boy could compete.
no.
He had no idea he was way in over his head, and I
Uh-huh.
was like, "Isn't this fun? Look how fun! Look at the fun we're having! Like, hooray!" And I mean, I remember he had like his hand on my leg, just kind of squeezing it, like looking at me like, "Help! What's
Oh,
happening?"
brother. Oh, brother.
To his credit, my birthday's January 7th, and he didn't break up with me till just before Valentine's Day. So he did hang out for quite some time after that. What must have been a fairly traumatic experience. I don't remember any birthday gifts specifically, but that was definitely of the era where we were hot gluing things to things
Right.
in the most joyous fashion.
Yes. Everything. And I was laminating only with packing tape. Everything for me was with
Yes.
packing tape. All of it.
Yes.
I have
Uh.
put the USPS children through college. Like,
Yeah, so that was fun. It was the first time I'd ever been to a Japanese steakhouse, so that was cool. Um, and I literally walked into it fully expecting this boy who I was making out with to be as in love with all of these other silly weirdo friends as I was, and he was like,
oh
"What
man.
planet are we on?
Oh
What
man.
is happening?"
My boyfriend, who was not the absolute scum of the earth, I mean, just very different personalities. And he and I had
Sure.
been super close friends for a long time, but in our very insular friend group. And
Hmm.
I had fingers in every pot. I had my forensics friends and my outgoing drama friends and I had my choral friends and I had my nerd friends. Like I had everybody and they were all weirdos and my little group with him was sort of, self-proclaimed misfits,
Sure.
but it didn't have the same outrageous energy as so much of what
Mm.
I did and
Hmm.
do. And we started dating like a month and a half before my birthday. And he had always been at my birthday parties, but never in this context.
Right, of
And
course.
I remember, like, everything was still so new. We were still so into it.
Mm.
But he just feeling the energy of him, and he was a Capricorn, serious, introverted, cynical,
Mm.
but a lot of a kind heart. But
That was Todd. That was
quiet,
Todd, absolutely.
observant,
Mm-hmm.
very
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
observant,
Smart as hell.
and very smart. Oh God, he was brilliant. Yeah, and I mean, on my birthday, forget it. Like I am the, I am the condensed juice version of myself, and it's just colors and loud and electronica and
So
like
much pulp.
so
Yes.
much bulb. Yeah,
Oons, 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 oons,
yeah,
oons,
and
oons,
like
oons, oons,
I
oons,
know he
oons,
was
oons.
enjoying it, but it was such a, it highlighted the chasm for sure
Mm.
of just like him observing this
Girl,
energy.
we are a lot to keep up with,
That's right. Yes.
and it's worth it.
It is fucking worth it. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We are
Yeah.
no Beckys.
No. No. Um,
Aw,
I
what
know.
happened
What happened? What?
with that boy and your birthday party?
Oh, Nothing. It was he had a great time. We were deeply the fucking love. We had a blast. So that was not a dramatic moment at all. It's just a moment
Mhm.
where I was able to see I am really in love with this boy who is like being part of my life and not just our little friend group is
Mhm.
very different
Yeah. Yep.
because I could just be who I was in our little group, but
Mhm.
with them, I could sort of tailor fit myself to that energy. But when it's me, queen of the day, with all my people, and they're all fucking crazy and showing up in costumes and like starting a rock band on the lawn and skinny dipping in the
Oh.
pool. I mean, we're a bunch of loud fucking feral weirdos, and that is not
Mhm.
how I would have characterized Dave.
It was our whole group dressed up to go see Princess Bride at the late night weird art house movie theater.
Uh-huh.
Todd was definitely in that picture, I think. Definitely, I think. I feel like he's in that picture, but we're not standing next to each other, so I don't know if that was before or after we were a thing. But that was definitely our whole vibe, and it wasn't
Right.
like a secret to anybody, so I'm not really sure how anyone who was even around me would have been surprised at how goddamn extra I wound up being around my friends who were also so extra.
Right. Right.
But I orchestrated that. That was like my peak heyday of event planning
Oh
was
my
like,
God, that's delightful. Of course you did. Of course you did. You want to hear one more good one to go out on?
yeah, of course I do.
Okay, so probably my favorite birthday ever was the year I turned 16, 2000.
Hmm.
Um, it was the, it wasn't the height, might have been the height of the Bacchanal. I mean, there were parties that were crazier, but I was more muted. When I was 16, I was out of my mind thrilled. First of all, my parents pretty much relinquished the entire outside to me.
Oh, wow.
Completely. They
They were like, please get the fuck out of this house.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, and that's the benefit of having a summer
Go.
birthday, right? I'm sure things would not be the same if we weren't able to just be completely out of the house, but we were.
Sure.
So they wouldn't have to worry about anything as long as we didn't trash the porch.
Hmm.
And, but on my 16th birthday,
Nobody vomits in the pool.
no, no, on my 16th birthday, and I have this video, and I have watched it with Gabby recently.
Hmm.
Because myself and my friends had control of the camcorder and chronicled all of it. And it's honestly all of my favorite people that I grew up with. All my very, very like it's the peak of all of my high school friends who meant the world to me. And before the party started, I remember a bunch of my girlfriends came over to help me decorate and set up and load
Oh,
this.
God, that was so
It was
fun.
really fun. We loaded the CD player full of like whatever discs we were gonna put on shuffle, and it was a lot of No Doubt and Save Ferris. I'm pretty sure,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And shuttled the food out and put chips in bowls and all of that, all of that. But we also had the camcorder, so we were dicking around, and my mom is like, Jennifer, Chris is here, our co-feral child from forensics. And it was him, and she's like, Chris is here. I'm like, what is Chris doing here? It's not time for boys yet. Like, what's happening?
Ah, it's the time for boys.
It
Go
wasn't
away,
time
boys.
for boys. I still had on my pajama pants. Okay, was
No,
not
I get
time for
it.
boys. And I opened the door to Chris. Now Chris honestly, one of the most beautiful individuals I have ever seen in my life to date. Um, was in his class and was his friend, and just everyone and anybody loved him. He was so kind, so talented, so hot. And Chris is on the front porch, and I answer the door in my pajama pants, and he's like, "Hey, Ponton, I brought you a present." And I look behind him, and it's Mr. Best All Around, and I'm like,
Mr. Best All Around?
That is how I'm going to refer to this boy. This boy who was
Wait,
just...
he brought you a boy?
He brought me a boy. He essentially brought me a Calvin Klein model.
Jesus. As like a stripper?
I want you to think of Jared Leto circa My So-Called Life.
Holy shit. Why did he show up early at your birthday party with a hot boy?
Because he's pure mischief.
What a dick.
He's pure... And I was like, and Chris is like, "I brought you a present." I'm like, shut up.
How embarrassing.
So embarrassing. But that was him. That is him. That any moment. And I mean everybody just came undone at the sight of our Jared Leto.
Where did he find this guy?
I mean, this was one of his closest friends. This was a guy from...
Where was he hiding him? This is really the point. Why?
I mean, well,
Did he go to a Christian school? Why was he not in your friend group?
Oh, no, he was. He was just older. He was older and impossibly beautiful.
Oh, I see.
He wasn't quite he was weird, but he was a little less weird.
I like weird, cute boys.
Oh, my God. It's literally insane. And at the time that he brought him over, this kid was 18, but he never looked like a kid.
Right.
He just always looked like a really fucking hot late 20s man.
Oh, God.
Man. So there's that. Anyway, Chris brings him over, and all of this is caught on tape.
Mm-hmm.
By both me and my mischievous but well-meaning friends, who are like, "Holy shit, he brought Jared Leto? Holy shit, Jared Leto! Oh my God!" And it just continues to be this insane running commentary on how many boys we like are showing up.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It was great. I mean,
it was like you were luring them into the spider web.
I was not that tactful. I was more just observing it like a penguin who had fallen over.
They just keep showing up. I don't know what happened. I'm going to scoot along on my butt now.
Yeah, I mean, it was wonderful. I didn't know what was happening or where they were all coming from, but they were all coming over and they were all having a good time and staying.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That is like an episode of My So-Called Life or any of those other things. When you were talking about school dances where you're like, oh, this is going to be the day where I'm cool.
It was every single fuck that had ever fucked. And it was a year where Gabby was grounded. And so I actually...
Gabby, Jesus Christ, get it together. I'm just saying.
In my journals, I have the full rundown of this because I either used my journal as the rubric for what I wrote to her, or I basically copied the letter that I wrote to her and wrote it down in my journal because, the next morning, I went beat by beat by beat.
I love that. I'm so happy that I have a handful of those now. Oh, God.
It was
so
really
detailed,
special.
we're at the end of the journal entry, your hand hurts. Yes.
Yeah, and at the same time, I got a letter from her that was like, "I'm so mad I can't be at your birthday party. I can't believe it." Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, that's so good.
And now I
can
watch the video with her, and it's we watched it and we were scream laughing, and it was still just as embarrassing and mortifying as it would have been on the day. What is life?
That stuff doesn't get less. The scab doesn't dissolve. It's still a scab.
20 years this year. Nope. All feels fresh as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also why that's why we're friends. That's why
Right?
we're doing this right here, right now.
It is.
I'm sure there are some people for whom they're like, I don't know, I can't relate to that, but whatever. That's not us.
Good for you.
Good for you. I envy you sometimes, but mostly I'm gonna try and look for the plus sides of being
I know.
this mushy and impressionable and constantly feeling.
I'm like a potato clock.
Just running on your own fucks.
But you have to stick weird things in me that don't feel like they should be there. But once they're there, maybe I could power a battery. I don't know.
Like that weird barbell looking thing.
Yeah. Untapped power in this tuber. Tuber power.
Tuber power. That's more merch. We have so much
What
merch
Our Life.
to make.
We really need a What Our Life t-shirt though.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Oh, this was so good. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
I have to warn you that a lot of this video is me mugging for you. Like when you're talking.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Are just like, merp,
That's perfect.
Merp.
That's
because I would be doing
good.
that if you were here.
Of course you would. Of course you fucking would. Same. Same. Oh my God. I miss you.
I miss you.
I love you. This is fun. Fuck buddies. We love you too.
You know what I want? I really want to open a brand new My Little Pony.
Ooh.
I really want to smell it. They smell so good.
That package, opening that package would be so satisfying. Oh my God.
I want one.
Oh.
Maybe I'm going to go shopping. Okay, that's ridiculous. I'm 41 years old.
I'm going to go shopping.
I'm not going to buy My Little Pony, but I will think about it for a really long time, and I will look at them.
Yeah.
I'd like to re-recommend the Slow and Low Rock and Rye. Oh, I hope this isn't going to be backwards. I don't understand how all this, whatever. I don't know how shit works. Hochstadter's Slow and Low 84 proof Rock and Rye. 42% alcohol, so it's not going to make you go crazy. Rye whiskey with raw honey, navel orange, rock candy, and bitters.
That sounds very
It is delightful.
nice.
So if you're looking for a nice Thursday afternoon liquor.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful.
I don't understand all these people who are running around with Fireball in their mouths. Ugh, hurt,
Barf.
gross. This is what I would do instead of Fireball. Just FYI.
I remembered what my recommendation was, and it's a totally
Good.
real person one. Okay, so I am gluten-free. If you need to be gluten-free, or if you just like to try out gluten-free, it can be really hard to find, particularly cookies that I find satisfying. And there is a brand that I have found that if you use Instacart or ShopRite or something like that, it's called Goody Girled. Nope, didn't say that right. It's called Goody Girl, and Goody is spelled I-E, Goody Girl. It's sort of like a nod and a wink to Girl Scouts, but they are gluten-free cookies made by this lady who used to be a rock publicist. Like rock stars, not like sediment.
Not like rocks, not geodes.
But she makes these like essentially gluten-free birthday cake Oreos that are, like Oreo-shaped wafers that taste like shortbread, and in the middle it tastes like rainbow chip icing.
That's brilliant.
She makes a Thin Mint called Mint Thins that are wonderful.
Nice.
Wonderful. I can't tell you how long I have longed for Thin Mints because they're mostly cookie. I can't really get away with having too many of them, or else I will have a bad reaction.
Well, farts. The next time I see you, I gotta make those macaroons again, because those are...
Oh my God, they were so fucking good.
Those are gluten-free.
And the way that you meringue them, holy fuck.
You gotta have a stand mixer. You have to.
Yeah, but it's also you. Although I don't think I had a stand mixer when I was making them. But
I don't think you did. I remember you were like
and...
checking in. Yeah.
No.
I mean,
was like, how do you fold something? And you were like, oh, girl.
Listen, did it taste delicious? I'm sure it
It
did.
did, but yours were way more satisfying. Way
What did
more
I?
satisfying.
There was a time not too long ago. Apples. So if you take a can of sweetened condensed milk and then you like boil it for a while, then it becomes dulce de leche.
Oh, yes, I'm
That's
mildly aware of
literally
this.
how you make dulce de leche.
End of
So,
list.
I mean, I'm sure you can make it by putting sugar in milk, but that's like the easy shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
I had these awesome apples a couple weeks ago. Do you hear me, Jen?
I
These awesome apples.
know. I was like, where did my accent
Like
come
a real housewife.
in?
And I was like, I would like this to be a caramel dip. And then I looked at it and I was like, this is going to take 2 hours. So I just cracked open the can of of the sweetened condensed milk and I dipped the apples in that without caramelizing it. And you know what? I stand by
Still
it.
good,
It was
right?
delicious. It was great.
Still good.
It was perfect. Do apples need that? No. But sometimes I need the inside of my lips to hurt before I go to bed. I need the sugar to hurt me.
I will talk about this on family food stuff, but there's a recipe that family friends and now we have made for a million years called taffy apple dip that uses cream cheese as the base, and then what goes in is like vanilla and brown sugar. Those are the main ingredients, and
Nice.
and chopped up peanuts.
Wow, that's a lot going on there.
It's good. It's
I'm into it.
Good. Ooh,
I will say, doesn't sound like taffy, but I'm definitely here for it.
It ends up tasting pretty like taffy, though. That's what's so crazy.
Really?
It's super
I don't know
caramelly. It's shockingly caramelly.
Huh.
It's real good.
Do you cook it or you just mix it?
You just mix it and you let it sit. Not for very long either, I don't think.
All right.
It's good. Taffy
I'm
apple.
down.
Yeah.
I like a dip.
Uh-huh. And it's an apple dip. It's specifically just for apples. To
Or a
dress them up
spoon.
in unnecessary but pleasant ways.
How can we make this fruit ruin our teeth? Well, I love talking to you,
I love talking to
and
you.
I want to have more birthdays with you.
Oh my god, yes, please. I have one coming up. Maybe we'll do something, I don't know, weird and remote but fun.
Yay.
That'd be fun.
That's us. Weird and remote, but fun.
That's it. I love you.
Oh, I love you. I love you, fuck buddies.
We love you, fuck buddies. This has been a hug for your ears and your eyes, if you're watching.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Be safe. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.